Hello dear founder! During last months I received a lot of requests about development web pages, and obviously the main question was how much time and resources it takes. I recorded this video to show you that everything is not simple as you think. Right now you will see how to start web page development, the main risks of the process, why should you care about search engine optimization before development, and what is the average price and timelines for the project. My name is Nick, I am founder of software development company. Like, subscribe, let's go. Firstly, let's start with the main question. Why do you need a web page? Probably to provide some information for your possible clients. Doesn't matter, is this just your contact data or proof of why you are better than competitors. The main idea is that it should improve some metrics of your business, so please define these metrics firstly. If you have 100 visitors in your restaurant, after the implementation this amount should increase to 120. Yes, I understand that there is a lot of different factors that influence this, but you got the idea. Because next step is to define a person who is responsible in your organization for these metrics. Generally it should be the head of marketing or some other person who would be fired if these metrics weren't improved. I mean, any developer can tell you how to develop this web page, but how it should look like depends only on your ideal customer profile. And the first question that you have is how to make this web page look like as a new McLaren. Well, I guess you understand that my criteria of beauty may be a little bit different than yours. Yes, I fall in love with Rolls-Royce. That's why we have a discovery phase. I already recorded a video of why we need it. Highly recommend you to watch this. Shortly, think about discovery as the process when the development team will have a few Q&A sessions with stakeholders to define what exactly needs to be done. In the end, you should receive a design of your project, technical tasks, an architecture plan and development roadmap with a budget. And there is very important thing. You can't avoid this. Yes, I'm sorry, otherwise you will face a lot of risks in the future. It may lead you to a lot of fixes, changes, unpredictable behavior and bugs. The simplest example, when you're checking results and surprisingly there is no mobile version, because it wasn't part of the scope. Okay, with discovery everything clear, but before this you need to sign up a contract agreement, right? There are two possibilities, fixed price or time and material. If you are not an IT person, I recommend you to use fixed price. It will cost you more. On the other hand, a lot of risks would be on the vendor's shoulders, so you will also save a lot of your time and energy. Remember, you will sign an agreement for a discovery phase. A development contract would be signed after the discovery. Then you will have a development stage. It could be also separated into different milestones, but I highly recommend you use milestones only in case that project really huge with a lot of functionality. Don't forget to include timelines and acceptance criteria in the contract. For example, that your web page should work on iPhone 15. Yes, it's much better to have it in contract agreements instead of have a dispute in the end of the project with the vendor that it's a part of a scope and not an additional functionality. So the plan is simple. You are making some prepayment for discovery. Benchmark is 50%. Agency provides you with all the required documents with budget and timelines. You are covering another 50% of discovery, signing a development contract and making a 50% deposit again for development. After release and rechecking everything, you cover the rest. The next step would be maintenance. Generally, web page just need to update SSL certificates, hosting and domain one time per year. But if you need some content changes, new functionalities, third-party integrations and etc., agree with your tech vendor about monthly support. Okay, now about main risks. Development is like any other business process. That means more money to cover risks equal fewer risks. There's a lot of different ones, so let's discuss the main three. First one is that page doesn't look good as you expect. That's why we have designed documents and Q&A sessions before development. It helps the development team stay with your tastes on the same page. The second one is a project blockers. Very often developers can't move forward without some materials from the customer side. It might be videos, text or even some approval. Again, good discovery phase can help you with this. Generally, you should have all these materials even before you sign a contract. Third one is a code quality and possibility of changing developer. I guess you understand why 25 years old whiskey costs more than Jack Daniels. There is the same thing in development. The more years of expertise developer have, the less chances of his mistake. And of course, he charges more dollars per hour. When you cooperate with a fixed price model, you shouldn't care about it. It's the vendor's responsibility. Just don't be scared about prices. Right now you know the reason. Another important thing is search engine optimization. This influences your position in Google. Generally, IT companies don't care about it because it's beyond their responsibility, but it's important to take it in mind at the beginning of the development. For example, if somebody recommends you write a web page on Angular, it sucks, because it's not a self-friendly framework. Please delegate these risks to the vendor. Your marketing team should give strict criteria in the beginning, otherwise you will pay double after release to another agency for rewriting. Okay, and now the most interesting part, how much does it cost? I will be honest with you, between $100 and $100,000. It's like a car, you can buy an old Toyota for 1K or a new Mercedes. Everything depends not only on your expectation, but also on a budget that you are ready to spend. And yes, I know cases when companies spend even more than 100K for a web page. But take in mind, it's a big players, they should do such a thing to receive competitor advantage. How to understand your budget? Just think about how much you're ready to spend and what the value you expect. If you show this webpage one time per year for friends or partners, don't need to spend a lot. But if you plan to invest 1 million into Google Ads during next year, your quality and as a result budget should be on a top level. I am kindly asking you to tell it on the first conversation with vendor, because it will help maximize the value that he may bring into your project. Trust me, there's a lot of possibilities and configuration of how we can reach your business goal, and everything depends on how much you're ready to spend. Remember, scope influences budget. The more functionality and luxury you want, the more you should pay. For example, you need to have a blog on your webpage. It's additional budget. Or you need to change content dynamically through the admin panel. I'm sorry, it's additional budget. Regarding development timelines, the same thing. Between 1 year and 1 day, based on complexity and business needs. Yes, vendor can do it for yesterday, but price would be doubled. But how to find a proper vendor? Again, there are two different possibilities. First one is to select an agency, second one is to select a freelancer. There's a lot of pros and minuses, the main ones obviously is price and quality difference. On the screen you can see amount of rows that you need to build a web page. Yes, one person can obtain few rows. So now you understand that it would be much easier to find an agency who have all these positions, instead of searching of one person. Where to find a good freelancer? There's a lot of marketplace platforms. You just need to sign up, post a job with description, select a person, jump on a call with him and start cooperation. Regarding agencies, you can use Google or Clutch and Good Firms to find the proper one. You will need to leave a request through the web page, then you will have a qualified call with SDR and maybe a few additional calls with tech team before signing the contract. In both scenarios you should review portfolio and previous customer feedbacks, but the most important thing is that there should be much between you and vendor. Trust me, you can predict all negative scenarios and risks, so when you select a partner you should have confidence that he will support and respect your cooperation. Yes, the thing sounds obvious, but probably it is the hardest one. My main indicator is that you should want to hug your vendor. Remember, your webpage would grow together with business, and obviously you would need updates, so good relations with vendor would increase your chances of success. In conclusion, I want to give you the last advice: think about creativity. These days we have more than 2 billion web pages in the world. It means that your competitors already exist, and phrase "just copy their web page" isn't a good idea. So you can beat them only by innovating something new, and creativity is your key. By the way, my company provides web page development as a service, so if you need any help, just reach me out through the links below. It was your trustable Chief Executive Officer, we'll see you.